Alright guys, so I got a time-lapse video of this today too, but I figured I'd do a quick update. We got this guy all welded together, made the two pieces whole. I got the motor and everything sitting on here, so I don't want to jump on it and show you how strong this is, but I literally jumped all over the front end of this and nothing broke. I know people always think that my welds are shitty, but honestly I've never had any of my welds break, so they might not be pretty, but this is strong as fuck. The whole frame bends in the back before any of this stuff even flexes. The front is so overdone in comparison to the rest of this cart. And I got my turbo and everything over here, and basically this is where everything is going to be roughly. The stock bars, are they even over here or did we toss them? I don't even know where they're at. The stock bars were all bent up. The whole front end of this bike was bent. The forks are still bent slightly. It's a little bit of a mess, but it'll be fine. It's all free, actually. The cart was free and the front end of the motorcycle was free. I just bought the motor and the turbo and shit. But for now, I want to get it running on motor and dyno it for fun, see what it makes on motor, make sure everything drives good. And then this turbo is going on and we're going to see how it does. Power-wise, what I'm going to do is make it draw through carbureted, which means the carburetor is going to go, I'm going to make this as short as possible. I'm going to stack the turbo like almost on the intake manifold. I think where some people fail is they have too long of tubing. So I'm literally going to cut the intake manifold elbow in half. It's this little elbow here. Anybody that's messed with these pit bike motors knows. I'm going to cut that elbow in half. And I'm going to weld the outlet of the elbow to here and here so I can bolt the carb right to the inlet and bolt the turbo right to the cylinder head. And then, you know, we're going to clock it or do whatever we can. There's the turbo feed. We're going to set it a little bit high and try to drain it into the clutch cover on gravity, or put it into the dipstick if we can. Just get a second dipstick cover and just make the one to drain and pull the drain out to check the oil. And then for an oil feed, you can get these blocks for an oil cooler. And you can take these bolts out and install this as an oil cooler. So one of these, I just have to figure out which one is pressurized oil feed and I can cap the other. Or maybe I can even drain from the turbo back into one of these. You know, I'm not optimistic on that, but that would be cool if I can do that. I can put the turbo just over here. And then my wife had a set of drag bars for her ruckus. So we took off the mangled bars and we put these straight ones on. The throttle was all fucked up from it being wrecked. So I just bought a new throttle and everything off Amazon. A throttle and a clutch cable. And everything else was like 20 bucks. So it was stupid not to do it. And then you're going to sit a little bit to the left so there's room for the motor and everything. I have this chain, which is too small, that goes here. And this is a little bit bigger chain, but my buddy has changed the gear and sprocket and chain on his Grom, Casey. So he's going to give me the stock rear sprocket from the Grom and the chain, and he has a clip-in master link. So we're just going to put a Grom chain on this pit bike, and then we'll be ready to rock. And then hook up some of the hand controls and everything else. But then we'll see how this pig is, and I'll show you the time lapse of us welding all this together and sitting like idiots. And I'm going to build a pan to sit on. This is like an old tractor seat Casey's buddy gave me. And then what I might do is, if I have room for the shifter's just going to come out and you can pull it with the right hand. Another idea I have is to connect it and run the rod under the seat and weld like an eyelet over here. So you can just pull a lever over here to shift it while your hand and everything's on the throttle over here. You know, a little bit of messing around. I'm not sure what I want to do with that. I feel like this type of thing, you can just put it into gear like third and pull out and slide it all over the place. So we'll see how it goes from there, get it running. And then my rear disc brake still works. So we might mount, you know, tabs somewhere and then a lever so you can pull a lever and lock up the rear brakes like a handbrake. So that's the quick overview of everything right now, and then I'll throw the time lapse before or after this of us slamming the front end together. But coming together pretty good. Got all my turbo goodies and whatnot, so getting there.